Hi there, welcome to Neppy Invest. Bit of a time for a Brainchip update. Haven't done one of these for a month or 2 months. And a few things have happened since I last did a video on Brainchip. And the main thing, for me anyway, is I'm now a Brainchip shareholder. So I bought a very small stake in the company a few weeks ago. A very small stake, because even though I do think this company has a lot of potential moving forward, there are lots and lots of risks. So with the company having potential, doesn't mean that potential plays out in the long run. In fact, one of the hardest things management has to do is to realize potential of the company. And I think if management can realize the potential of this company, the share price will be higher than it is. But I think that realization of potential is the big hurdle for this management team. But there are a few things that did get me interested in this company, a few things that I was a little bit concerned with, very small things. But I think a small stake at the moment is a good potential. But I wouldn't be surprised to see if this company goes much higher in share price in the next few years, or if it doesn't do much over the next few years either. So let's get into some of the news they have released in the last few months. They did a quarterly 3 update on the 20th of October presentation. Now, I've got a little snippet of the presentation on the left. This was like the most simplistic presentation I have probably ever seen on the ASX. Now, I'm being nice when I'm just calling it simplistic. I've got other words that I could describe it as. I think someone spent maybe 3 minutes on it. I do PowerPoint presentations too, and I put a little bit more effort than this. There wasn't much in it that I really took away. In fact, they did a webinar at the same time on this day, and there was mention of they do have over 100 NDAs, which is non-disclosure agreements. So that was probably the most exciting thing I took away on the 20th of October from their presentation and the webinar. They didn't mention the NDAs in the presentation, but this was the most simplistic presentation on the planet. So the one thing to take away from this is over 100 NDAs. The Appendix 4C was released, I think, about 9 days after October 20. And again, no additional information. So usually with Appendix 4Cs, the main reason I look at these quarterly cash flow reports is for companies that actually do have revenue coming in the door. And Brainchip hasn't reached that point. And the main thing to take away this is they have cash and cash equivalents at end of period of 12.2 million American dollars. And one little snippet I just put there because I like it. They have agreements with the Ford company and NASA. Let me just repeat that. And NASA. So that's the big one. That's one of the things I just got excited about. It's NASA. The chart price, or the charts over the last 3 months. So we can see that massive peak in share price in September. And whenever you see the share price go hyperbolic like that or exponential, you always see share price coming back a bit. So whenever I see the share price like that, going up like that, I'll never buy in. But when I start to see the share price start to level off, like it's been doing the last month or so, 2 months, that's when it's time to buy. So so we've seen the volume come back a bit. So I'll just zoom in on the last 2 months to get a better idea what's happening. So we're seeing much lower volatility. We're not seeing very much swings in share price. And the much lower volatility is a day trader's worst nightmare. So day traders love volatility. That's how they make money. So what it means to me is day traders are leaving Brainchip. They've stopped trading, day trading Brainchip, which is a good thing, in my opinion. And we've definitely seen that with a decrease in volume. So I've taken a position of Brainchip around about, I think it was something like 34 to 35 cents, something like that. So just a small stake, nothing too large. And if we start to see an uptrend develop through this basing, so what I think will happen now is we'll start to see the share price just base out around about 35 cents or so, or between about 33 cents and 40 cents. And then if we see the share price break above 40 cents, definitely above 45 cents, that would be very positive and very bullish. On the other hand, if we see the share price go below about 30 cents, that would be very bearish. So at the moment, quite neutral about the forward projection of the share price. But I put Brainchip into my long-term portfolio, growth portfolio, and I'll just hold it to see what happens in the long term. So that's all I've got on this little bit of an update on Brainchip. So not much has happened in the last few months. I'd like to see some more updates with what's happening with any of the agreements. So 100 NDAs is very exciting. Again, have an agreement with NASA. And I'm now a small shareholder in Brainchip, just a very small holding. And I think what I'll do is I'll just see what the share price does to see how their financials do. If they disclose some agreements that are very positive in terms of financial news, that could give a bit of a kick up to the share price. But again, a lot of risks with this company. They are market cap of quite high for a company like this with no revenue, so lots and lots of risks. So I think if you are thinking of buying into this company, I think you've got to realize that the amount of risk within this company is quite high, but they have a lot of potential. But again, management has to realize the potential. So if you leave any comments, if you disagree with me, if you think I'm nuts for taking a small stake in Brainchip, if you think I'm maybe underplaying the amount of potential this company has, which I might be doing, also leave a comment. I like to see people disagree with me because that's how I learn, and that's how we all should learn, is to get different thoughts from different people, or investors, I should say. So that's all for this video. Have a good day. Bye.